Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. It has been a hot minute since the last time I made a YouTube video. I have been wanting to do like a vlog or just film something for so long, but obviously you guys know I had a baby. But today we're gonna do a little chatty video update of my life, and also I'm gonna start off this video with a little haul from Quince. Thank you to Quince for sponsoring this video, but let's just get right into it. So I feel like I've made a video doing Quince hauls now for like, I don't know, over a year. I've had so many Quince hauls. What I love about them is that they're so affordable, but their quality is amazing. Like they have so many great spring pieces. They have their new spring stuff coming out. They have linen for spring, such good linen stuff that is super affordable. Also their cashmere stuff is such good cashmere, also affordable. Right now, what I'm going to share with you guys that I've never tried before from them is their activewear. Let me just start off with the sweater though. So I have it over a sports bra, but I wanted to share because it's so cute. It has like a polo collar, I guess. It's knitted, it's really thick, but it's still like lightweight. It's not too heavy, it's cropped. They have so many different colors. I opted for the navy to go with the activewear set, but I also am just like still loving navy. This is up close of what this sweater looks like. They also have this like black and white stripe in this sweater that I really love as well. Obviously everything will be linked, but I'm taking this off because I wanted to show you the activewear set that I have under. All right, so got a navy blue. This set fits me so nice and it's extremely buttery soft. So it's like a heather navy blue v-neck top. And the other thing I wanted to try were these pants. These are very different, not that different, but these are more like a flare leg cropped pant, which I'm loving. So that's that. Again, pick your true size. So I am a size 0, so went with that and fits so nice. All right, next up I got this little onesie thing. It's like an espresso brown color. I'm still like always wanting to wear comfy clothes right now. This one is super flattering. I love how the straps are adjustable. Oh, and I mentioned that I got a size 0. Their sizing actually is more so like extra small. So I did get extra smalls in the sweater and the activewear set, and then in this one as well, and it fits me really nicely. So this one's just good for like throw on and go, but you can also still work out in it. And then I love their cashmere stuff so much. I have so many of their cashmere items. I have this sweater. It's cashmere. I have it in black and I believe another color, but I had to get this color. I also just wanted to wear it over this onesie, just like this. The weather's been really nice here, so I can pretty much get away with this for now, but it is so soft. I can't even tell you. For this one, I sized up just because I wanted these to be a little more oversized, but the nice thing about these sweaters, they have so many different color options, and I can just throw it on just like that. And oh, I wish you guys could feel how soft. And again, their cashmere is on point and super affordable compared to so many other brands out there. Oh, and I think I forgot to mention, with Quince, you get free shipping on all your orders and you get a whole year of returns. So literally 365 days of returns. So if you have not tried Quince before and you're kind of like teetering, I want to try it, but you know, I don't know. It's always hard trying new brands. Just remember the 365-day returns, because you can always just try, and if anything doesn't work out, you can just return it for a whole year. All right, next up. So this set, I have to tell you guys, I get stopped about this set whenever I wear it. So I have this set in brown, and I wore it so much when I was pregnant. I wore it when I left the hospital. The nurses were stopping me, just like Presley's teacher. When I do drop off in this, they ask me or tell me they love my outfit. So I love that brown one so much, but I had to order it in a larger size because I was pregnant. So I ordered this and I absolutely love it. It's just like the cutest loungewear set. Again, it's cashmere from Quince, so it's going to be like 10 times more affordable. It is so soft. I just love this cardigan, and then the joggers right here. So I also just take this cardigan all the time and I just throw it over my shoulders with other outfits because it's like the perfect gray, soft, lightweight cardigan. So that's nice that you can wear these pieces separately as well. But If there was anything that I feel like in their cashmere section that you should try, it's like this set because it's just so cute. All right, last but not least, this cardigan with this little cinched waist right here. I feel like we've been seeing this a lot, but this one is just so soft. The quality on this is amazing. I love the buttons on it. I love the pockets. It's just like super proportional. It's not too long. Some of them are too long, but the shape is amazing and it's so pretty, and I would just wear it with jeans and some heels like this. Great for work, great for just casual. And as always, they always have a bunch of different colors. So just want to show you guys close up what it looks like. And honestly, the tailoring on their stuff is amazing. Like, I am wearing an extra small, I'm 5'1", and even the length on the arms, it hits right here, perfect. Just on my body, it's just like, again, like I said, so proportional, so well made. The price is always right, and it's just beautiful. Again, definitely just check out the description box for all the links if there's anything you guys want. They always sell out really fast just because of how great they are. But again, try it out. Such great stuff. I have so many of their stuff and so many people rave about them, and I share about them as well. And that's it for this portion of the video. Thank you again to Quince for sponsoring this video. All right, you guys, so a little bit of a life update portion. This is gonna just be me answering some questions I asked you guys on Instagram, but it has literally been months, I feel like, since I've been on here. That's obviously because I had a baby. My son's name is Kanoa Gabriel Pacheco, for those of you guys that had no idea or were just kind of wondering. And he came 3 weeks early. He was born December 27. He was originally due on January 23. So early, I have early babies. And so that's just obviously what we have been busy doing, is taking care of him, trying to navigate like the 1 to 2 transition. And it's just kind of wild and crazy that we have 2 kids, and that's all I can really say. It's just been crazy trying to figure it all out. Let's just dive into the question, or I guess, what are some things I can tell you that I've done differently that to try to just help me feel a little bit like myself. So I got my hair cut and colored. That's it. So yeah, I really needed that refresh, and I feel better. I feel so much better. I also got my nails off. Like, I got my manicure just taken off, my Russian manicure. I've been doing a Russian manicure for like 5 years, and I love it. I love so much to have my nails done. I just love clean nails. I love done up nails. I just, with 2 kids, I just don't want to sit there anymore for 2 hours, because that's like minimum how long it takes is 2 hours for a Russian manicure, because they're just so intricate and detailed, and that's why I love it so much. But I just don't think I can, and I also just kind of want a whole set of nails to grow out and get healthy again before I even entertain that. But I don't know, it might be a while before I even ever go back, just because, you know, I don't know. I just, again, like I said, I don't really want to sit there. I would just like let my nails grow out for so long. Like, I could go almost 2 months, because I just like would wait as long as I could to go back, because I know it just takes like so long to get done. And it's driving me nuts not having my nails done right now. But I'm gonna stick with it and just leave it be. Everything else I'm still doing. So I'm still doing my hair, my color. I got it a little bit darker just to not have it be so high maintenance, but I might just, I don't know, I kind of want it a little bit lighter. Maybe add a little bit of highlights, but maybe we'll give it just like a month or 2 and see how I feel. But anyway, let's just dive into the questions. Okay, so like I said, I asked you guys to, or I left the question box on Instagram yesterday, letting you guys know I'm gonna kind of like life update you guys based off your questions. So the first 2 questions were about a night nurse and a nanny. So you guys wanted to know if I have a nanny or a night nurse, and the answer is yes, we have both. And we had both with Presley as well. So the nighttime, just being like 37 and Jamie also being in his 40s, we, you know, our energy is not the same. That's something that we both always knew that we needed, is the sleep. And I'm sure everyone needs it. It is not cheap to have a night nurse or a nanny, But, you know, we obviously, that's where we prioritize, you know, our money, especially with kids now. And yeah, one thing I'm gonna say with this video is that, you know, anything having to do with questions like that, I don't know why people get so upset or offended still. It's like 2025, having a nanny, a night nurse, a nanny in general, some kind of like help, it shouldn't be like frowned upon. You know, people need help. And whether you're putting your kid in a daycare, whether you have a nanny, whether you're putting them in school, it's all different forms of help. And I don't know, I just feel like if people have help, like, shouldn't be something you should be upset about and be like, oh, you need to stay home with your kid. Like, you know, a lot of us work, a lot of us need time to ourselves. This channel is not about like putting people down, and it's like whatever works for you. If staying at home works for you, then great. If having a nanny works for you, then great. But like, I don't think just because people have a night nanny and a nanny, you know, some people have multiple forms of help. It's personal. And I think that's the whole reason why that whole saying of it takes a village is such a true saying, because it does truly take a village. So if you know it takes a village, why would you get upset at people that have help? So we're not going to do that, and we're just going to ignore and not entertain anybody that's going to have something negative, because there's always someone, there's always that person. And if you're going to be that person in the comments, it's just, that's on you. You can be that person. But I have a night nanny and a nanny. So yeah, another one that like a lot of you guys wanted to know is that if we are going to have more than 2 kids, and if we're fine with just 2 kids. And yeah, that's a hard no. We are not having more than 2 kids. Yeah, it's just not, you know, how it was back then, right? Like, people so easily had so many kids back then. It's just, you know, we live in California, one of the most expensive states. There's just so many factors. It's just not as easy. And I don't live back home where my family is. And, you know, we don't also live near Jamie's family either. So we heavily rely on outside help outside of our family. So that's why it's a hard no on if we're having more kids than 2. All right. Next question. Are you breastfeeding? If not, what formula brand do you use? So I'm not breastfeeding. Another thing that we are not going to do is put down moms or anybody for using formula. It's 2025. So I am not breastfeeding, and I use Bobby formula. It's the same formula I used with Presley, and they're both doing great on it, but Kanoa's on the gentle Bobby. Presley was on just like the normal, regular, organic Bobby. I actually worked with them. I love the brand. I love everything they're about, their mission, and it's just a much cleaner formula. I'm so glad that we now have these options. And yeah, I only went like 4 months with breastfeeding Presley, and I remember I would like wake up in the middle of the night to pump just to keep it, you know, coming, and I would just do that for barely anything, like barely an ounce of that. And it was just, I was taking the supplements, you know, the lactation stuff to help it, I was doing all that. And even my mom told me she couldn't produce milk. I was a fully formula fed baby, so was my brother. So yeah, I am, you know, whatever works for you. All right. Next question. How is being a mom of 2? I just had my first baby and I love being a mom. So it is such an adjustment, especially for me. I think just being postpartum, I have like so much postpartum anxiety, and I did not realize how hard the transition from 1 to 2 was going to be. I don't feel like people talk about that a lot. I am pretty much having a hard time with it. We're only 2 months in, and I'm just trying to figure it out, you know what I mean? And that's why we kind of need the help, because it's just hard to navigate. Like, Presley wakes up around like 6:45, and also Kanoa's up at 6. And it's like, how do you do both when we both have to work? Jamie works outside of the house, I work inside of the house. It's more flexible for me to like get them ready, but it's so hard to watch a newborn and a toddler at the same time. It's just like crazy. And I feel like, you know, we're kind of like doing the whole newborn thing all over again, because Presley's 4 now. It's been 4 years since I've had a newborn. So even though that might seem like it should still be fresh, it's not for me. I feel like I'm like completely starting over, which I am pretty much. And I feel like I don't know what I'm doing all over again, even though it is easier, if that makes any sense. You know what I mean? Because he still is a different baby than Presley. So it's just like figuring it all out. You know what I mean? So yeah, the 1 to 2 transition has been hard. I don't know how you guys or anyone does it with more than 2, because you're just outnumbered at that point. And yeah, it's been a challenge. I'm not going to sit here and lie. And I don't, I don't know, like I don't truly love the newborn stage. And I feel like I feel like women should be okay to say like how they feel about this stuff. I don't truly love the newborn. I love like holding them and cuddling them, and just when they start to smile back at you, which Kanoa is doing right now. But me and Jamie do love the more interactive parts when they're a little bit more grown. But yeah, that's just the reality. That's just me being real and honest. Okay, next question. How do you motivate yourself to get ready every day? I struggle as a mom of 3. Tips. So I honestly, like ever since Presley, that's the one thing that I knew made me feel so much better, is just putting on clothes that I knew I wanted to wear. If I was home, I would put on, loungewear, but it would be like nicer loungewear. And then I would just put on like the slightest bit of makeup, mostly like color corrector and concealer, just because, I'm like lack of sleep, I'm tired. And here's the thing, even though we do have help, I'm like still tired because I feel like my postpartum anxiety kicks in or takes over, and I'm just like worried. You know what I mean? I'm like always worried about them, and I'm not sleeping as well, even though we have a night nanny. But it would be 10 times worse if I didn't have that and I was having to stay up in the middle of the night with my anxiety. So I just put on color corrector and concealer. That way when I look in the mirror at myself, I can like just, I guess, feel a little bit better and not like look at myself looking all tired and then I'd feel worse. You know what I mean? So it takes like 10 seconds to put on some concealer and then a little bit of blush too, just to get some color. That way, I just feel like the way that you look at yourself in the mirror just helps your mood, So if you're already feeling just drab, when you go wash your hands after you use the restroom and then you're like face to face with the mirror, at least when you put on some blush and some concealer, you can just look at yourself and be like, okay, at least I look fine. Like, okay, at least I look okay. Rather than if you're already feeling drab and then, you look at yourself in the mirror and then you feel worse because you feel like you look, drab and dreary and tired and all that. So that's the one thing I knew from Presley. Like, I would give myself time, like really fast, just to do those little things. And then if I had more time, then I would do more. So I hope that helps. Okay, another question was, would you share boys' names that you love but you didn't use? So I will share some boys' names that I have in my notes. The nice thing, I think, for Jamie and I was that with Presley, like I always just had that name. It was never really like a competition with other names. Like we were not torn between names. Like when I told Jamie about the name Presley, like he immediately loved it, and it was just like everything else could not compare. So we were already just set. Same with Kanoa, because it's a name back from where I live at home. It's like a street name, but I knew from years ago that I always loved it. And when I brought it up to Jamie, he was like, again, I love that name. And nothing else really compared. So we were lucky in that we never really had to be torn between names. So a lot of these names, it's just names that I kind of liked. I didn't really know if I loved any of them, but they were kind of just at the top. So, okay. So for boys' names, I had Cruz. And this was like so many years ago that I made this list. I think Cruz has become super popular, and I wouldn't have used that name now just because I feel like so many people are naming their kids Cruz. Another name that I had was Nixon, Nixon. Another one was Axel, Axel. I love the name Micah. I had my dad's name, Gabriel. I also had Max, which is like, whatever, but it was still on my list. I also had the name Kian. Weird now, because again, these are like names I had from like years ago. Kian and Case, Kace. Kian was Kian. Camden, which I would never name my kid that anymore. Elijah, maybe. Shai, Shai. I put here Hudson, which I would never name my kid Hudson anymore. I put Lance on there, like Lance. And then I had Kieran on there, which I would never name my son Kieran anymore, but this was from years ago, like I said. I just have it on here. And then I weirdly have the name Chasen on here. Chasen, like Chasen. No idea, guys, but this is just a list I've had for years that I never really erased. Okay, let's see. Next question. Someone wanted to know favorite Hawaii island to visit with the kids. I always love Oahu. I just have like such a love for Oahu because my brother lived there, my dad lived there, a lot of my first cousins lived there. So growing up every summer, especially like junior high through high school, I would get sent for the whole summer to Hawaii, to Oahu specifically, just to be with my cousins. And then, you know, that's kind of like our meeting spot. Oahu has everything. It's basically like a mini, I feel like, mini California. It's pretty busy. There's a lot of stuff to do with the kids. The beaches are really nice. You can go, you know, from one end of the island to the other and get very different vibes. You have Aulani, which is a Disney hotel, if you wanted to go there. So it's like, you know, you can get the quiet part of the island, then you can go to like town and get the Waikiki part of the island, and it's more touristy. We just went to Kauai last September and I absolutely loved it. It's a lot more sleepy. It really reminds me of back home. So many chickens. It does rain quite a bit though. Like it gets pretty cloudy, but it'll clear up, you know, but that's just part of like tropical island weather. I have been to the Big Island twice, which I love. So those 3 islands are the only 3 islands that I've been to. And I would recommend all 3, but again, it depends how sleepy you want it and how busy you want it. I think first time it's always great to go to Oahu because you can get both. Next question, how is postpartum this time around? I kind of touched on that. I feel like I'm still feeling like the postpartum feelings, definitely the anxiety. My mom has been here since December, so she actually leaves next week, which is now making me super sad this week because this always happens to me where like my family comes and, you know, I'm so happy to see them, but saying goodbye is just like the hardest part for me because I like kind of know when I'm next gonna see them, but I only get to see my family like once or twice a year because they live so far in Saipan, which is like in the Pacific, south of Japan, like across the world. It's like super expensive to get there and it's just like super long to get there. So it like is not a place where I can just go back and forth. Like they don't just live in New York, which is just like a 5-hour flight and like, you know, pretty affordable in comparison to me flying to Saipan. So it's definitely something that takes planning and all of that. And so I'm just kind of going through that right now and I'm just like trying not to think about it. But yeah, the anxiety is like pretty heightened for me this time around. I think it's because it's a mixture of that and then just like trying to figure out how to transition 1 to 2 kids. Again, like we've been so used to Presley just having her for the past 4 years, and with her being 4, we just have such a great routine. Like she goes to bed every night at 6:30 and, you know, Jamie and I have our time, and now that's kind of like been taken away and we're trying to figure out how we can like have a little bit of time for ourselves. And we haven't figured that out yet. And I don't know if we will until he gets a little bit older, but we try. Like there's a time at night when Presley goes to bed around 6:30 and then Kanoa's also in bed. So we try to like eat really fast and try to like fit in a show because that's just something we love to do. Like we are just so loving Love Island All Stars right now. And that truly makes my soul happy because I know that's something that I love doing. So we try to do that to try to keep some type of normalcy, but it's been hard, you know? And sometimes that just gets me down because it's just like in a way, I feel like I'm mourning the loss of my old life, right? And my old life with just the 3 of us. But you know, with Presley, I felt the same way. Like I mourned my old life, just like being able to get up and go without having to worry about anybody. So I don't know if that's just something that all moms feel every time like a new baby comes around, because like I have 2, I'm mourning, you know, my old life. When you have 3, do you still mourn like your life with just 2 kids? Like does that is that something that just like happens and that you feel naturally? Because that's just kind of how I'm feeling. So yeah, trying to navigate it, trying to just like, you know, take things like I take these lavender pills like calming to just try to manage my stress and like feelings of anxiety. So yeah, one of the questions was, how do you balance it all? So like, I really don't love the word balance because I don't think there is a balance. Like, I think you're always gonna want true balance, but I don't think you're gonna ever get that. And I think when you put that balance part on yourself and you don't get it, it's more upsetting than just kind of like letting it be and just like trying as best to have balance, even though you know it's not gonna be balanced. So yeah, we just try our best. Kanoa's 2 months on Thursday. So we actually just started like we're on a sleep schedule that we're working on with him. So I'm hoping that with that, I can feel a little more balanced, but I still know it's not gonna be balanced, right? Like there's no true balance. One thing will always be lacking and the other thing will thrive, and then vice versa. And that's fine. Next question, how do you like living in your new house and your new area? So I love our new area. I'm very familiar with it. Absolutely love it. Best decision I think that we made. I'm close to my family, my cousins, my old friends, because I used to, you know, be here. I used to live here before. The house is, I feel like we're already outgrowing this house. We moved here into this house just to kind of get us here. It wasn't the house that we like truly wanted. It wasn't the house that, you know, wasn't our dream house. It's not our forever home. I don't even think like our next house will be our forever home, you know what I mean? But I love this house. Like, it's so cute. I love our neighbors so much. I love our backyard. We have like a little trail outside of our house that is so beautiful and gorgeous, and like a park, and it's so nice. And yeah, so area, love. House, you know, I like it, but once the 2 years is up of living in this house, we're definitely going to look for a new house. Someone asked, would you ever move to another country? And yes, I ask Jamie on the daily if we should move to, you know, like yesterday I actually asked him if we should move to London because we were watching Love Island All Stars, and you know, they're all from the UK and whatever. These things just spew out of my mouth for no apparent reason. But I would definitely move back home. Like I think like the older I get and I have my own family now, all I really care about is like I just want to be with my family, like my parents and my brother. I just crave that family feeling, and I just know that if I lived in Saipan, it's just so simple, right? Like being out here in California, it's not as simple, right? Like there's the freeways and the traffic, and you know, you have to pay for everything, and it's so busy, it's so crowded, and the weather, like, you know, you get the cold, and there's that major flu season. And if I moved home, you know, there's so many free things to do. It's not as crowded, there's no freeways, school education is way cheaper, everything's way cheaper. What else? I'd have my family there, like we would have, you know, that closeness again with them, and I know that I could just like call my mom or my dad and be like, hey, can I just drop Presley or Kanoa off for a couple hours? And they'd be like, oh my God, please do. Just like things like that is what I want. So I definitely love to move back home. We've kind of entertained the idea of moving to Hawaii too, just because we're so familiar with it. Jamie has family there too. Two of my cousins actually moved back there, and they both have kids, and one of my cousins just had a baby too, and she has a 2-year-old on top of that. So it would be so nice if we moved there, and then I got to hang out with all of my cousins, and then Jamie also has cousins that they have like multiple kids. It would just be so nice to be there. Like I said, I'm just like craving family, but I do love that I have family where we're at here. My cousin's kids are a little bit older, but still, it's just nice to have like family. Next question, how often are you able to see friends as a postpartum mom? That's a great question because I need to see my friends more. I think like I've just I just, you know, us moms, like we feel guilty, right? Like doing anything for ourselves. And I think also having my mom here, like I feel guilty just like going out and doing things with my friends while she's here, because that would mean she would have to take, you know, no, now our nanny comes like in the morning, so she wouldn't have to watch Kanoa, but still like her just being here, I'd feel bad if I didn't take her with me. But you know, I know that when she leaves, I probably need to make more of an effort to see them, because I've just kind of been, you know, people want to see the baby, but I kind of want him to get a little bit older to start seeing people, because I don't want him getting sick and all of this. Like I said, I'm just like worried all the time, and I just need to kind of let it go, but I do need to see them more. I've been seeing my cousin a lot. Not a lot. I probably should be seeing her more too, but I'm not seeing my friends as often, and I need to. Okay, someone asked what happened with Kiora. So I don't know if I made like a Kiora story time a couple videos ago, so you may want to watch that. But basically the people that I was working with to create Kiora, I had to stop working with them because there was just some kind of misdealings there that happened that I didn't like. So then I had to look for a new manufacturer, but then I was pregnant at the same time. So Kira's still there, still up and running. I also, like I said, obviously I just gave birth, so I wasn't really able to use Kiora stuff throughout my pregnancy, right? So that's why you guys haven't seen me talk about it or share much about it, just because I couldn't wear Kiora stuff really. And I still need to find, I feel like I found a new manufacturer. They can't really make all the things that I want. So I feel like I still need to look for someone that can make the clothes that I want, but also be good people to work with, because I already kind of dealt with that. The apparel industry in LA is not the easiest. It's not, you know, you would think that it's just so easy to find people to work with, but it's pretty sharky. So yeah, it's trying to find good people to work with, trying to find people that could make the stuff that I want at the right price. But yeah, I don't have a spring line coming just because I couldn't do that right now with like having Kanoa and like, you know, but I do, I think, want to try and hopefully do fall. So yeah, that's kind of what happened. But we still have Kiora if you want to shop. The first drop was just basic stuff, right? Because I kind of wanted it to be a foundation for any woman to build a wardrobe. So I had all these plans on making a fall line for this past fall, but obviously that didn't happen. So yeah, go watch that video. I have like so many things that I talked about on what happened with the manufacturer that I worked with. And then again, like I spoke to other people that were working with these same people that also had like the same or similar experiences. So I'm really glad that I'm out of that. Unfortunately, that means that, you know, I couldn't work on another seasonal line or drop. But yeah, it's okay. It happens. And we just kind of move on, and I just have to find new people to work with, and like, I'm not sure when the next drop will be, but hopefully soon. Okay, next question. How's your relationship grown with your partner since baby number 2? I'm so thankful for Jamie because we work so well together in that we're like opposites in a way, but we're so similar, and I feel like we balance each other out really good because he knows, like, you know, some of the feelings that I've been dealing with, and you know, he's like fine and so supportive and tells me, you know, to just do what I need to do. If I need to go somewhere for a couple days, to go, and just like things like that, you know. And he understands, and he asks me every day how I'm feeling, and I feel like I lean on him a lot right now, and I know it's gonna get better. But yeah, I feel like it's gotten stronger in that, you know, we know we're both trying to navigate this new part of our lives, and so we're really like communicating with each other, checking in with each other, just like making sure that if someone is feeling a certain way, then, you know, if he's feeling a certain way, that I'm kind of there for him, and vice versa. So I think that's great. Okay, so a lot of the questions were about like sleep and how we manage with 2 kids. And the thing that I do want to say, because I know I mentioned the night nanny thing, if any of you guys are kind of dealing or struggling with the whole sleep part of it, you may want to look into, like, we found ours through care.com. There's also agencies that you can find night nannies on, but they're going to be a lot more expensive. I would look into even 1 or 2 days because I feel like it just would make a world of a difference. And, you know, if you can just set aside a couple, you know, some money for that, mentally I feel like it's so good for us moms if you can have that even a little bit. I grew up with live-in nannies my whole life, and I loved them. You know, I always knew who my parents were. They just became part of our family. The people that have, you know, nannied for us, we still have such a great relationship with. Like Presley's nanny, we love her and she's part of our family. We went to our wedding, like we still keep in touch. We're gonna have her come see Kanoa. Like it's just like these people become part of our family, and it's like adding to your life, you know what I mean? So that's why, you know, we are able to get sleep so that we can be better parents. And that's just what works for us. Hair tips for shedding and losing hair. So I'm on month 2. I remember with Presley, it was month 4 that I started losing hair, and I started taking Latisse, and it worked tremendously. The thing that I did not do with Presley was I stopped taking my prenatals. So I feel like this time around, I am continuing on with my prenatals. I love Parallel. I'm taking the Mom Multi Support Pack, which if you follow me on Instagram, you know and have heard me talk about their stuff so much, but I'm taking their Mom Multi Support Pack. It's basically a 4th trimester postnatal. It's like maybe 5 pills in there, and it helps things like hair, skin, and nails. It helps with mood, which is so important, and just like other things that help with postpartum. So yeah, I think it's really important that you do not stop taking your prenatals, so that hopefully that can help with your hair, but also Nutrafol works really well. But then also, like I said, I'm on month 2. I am not like experiencing hair loss right now, but I don't know, we'll see with month 3 or month 4. I hear that sometimes it happens sooner with the second kid. Obviously, I hope it's not gonna happen, but it probably will. Okay, last 2 questions, and then we're going to put an end to this video. The last question is, will you vlog more? And yes, I really wanna shoot super hard to vlog more and just show more real like day in the life, especially with 2. I don't know, honestly, it might be like next month if I'm gonna be like real and honest, because it, like I said, even though we have help, I don't know why it's just overwhelming for me. I think it's just like my postpartum stuff and just like adjusting, you know, and all the stuff in my head. I think it makes me overwhelmed and tired. So I need to like work through that stuff, and then hopefully I'll be okay to just like grab the camera and vlog. But I really, really want to get back to, you know, at least weekly vlogging, like really badly. And then last, what have you been doing to work out? And the answer is nothing. I just like, I've been stretching a lot, like especially right before bed, and doing breath work. But I really have been wanting to, like I said, we have like a trail outside of our house, so I'll go on those walks. Actually, this past Saturday, I put the mat out in our backyard and I tried to do a Pilates session, but then Presley came and started working out with me in the same mat, so I couldn't finish. But I am so looking forward to getting back to doing my Pilates class. It's called the Pilates class, and I'll leave a link down below for you guys as well. So when I was pregnant, I did the birthing class, which is under the same umbrella as the Pilates class. It's just solely for pregnant women, and they even have postpartum workouts, which is great. They have like 1st trimester workouts, 2nd trimester workouts, and 3rd trimester workouts, and postpartum workouts. So if you are pregnant, or if you know anyone that's pregnant, I highly recommend them just like getting on the birthing class. I'll link both of those, but just amazing. So it's so nice that we have like things like the birthing class and the Pilates class and like Parallel for us women now, that just like, you know, I feel like we're just thinking of everything for making, you know, moms feel better. And yeah, it's just, thank God. Thank God. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and thank you so much for watching. I want to do like another Q&A that's like not really like, you know, mom type of Q&A. I also am going to be purging my closet because I don't know what it is, but after you have a baby, I feel like I just want to throw all my clothes away and start fresh. So I've gotten so many new clothes, but I want to get rid of so much that I'll list on my Poshmark. I'll list my Poshmark on here. If you guys didn't know I have a Poshmark, check it out or follow me. That way you know whenever I just go live with like a sale. But I want to film that as well. Just kind of like the process of me purging my closet. And that's pretty much it. Thank you guys again for watching. Let me know if you guys have any other video requests. Give me ideas of what you guys want to see on this channel. But thank you guys so much for watching. Again, I hope you have a good day. Hope you guys are feeling good, taking care of yourselves, and I'll see you in my next video.